welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the channel, guys, where today, of course, we are going to have the very latest news on the arrival of Xavi Hernandez and exactly when we can expect it. When is he going to be on the touchline as the new Barça coach? Because we're all counting down the minutes. But what we're also going to do in today's video is address the equally important topic of why when Xavi does eventually arrive, he will need time. It's all coming up. Let's do it. Because I think for all of us Barca fans right now, one of the big positives in recent times, one of the things we can actually look forward to is the arrival of Xavi. We all want it to happen. We're all very excited to see it happen. And I think right now we're all getting, I think, a little bit anxious as the days go on. We want him to come in as soon as possible. And what we're hearing right now from both sides, from Barca and indeed from Al-Sadd, Xavi too, is basically giving very professional answers. Basically not giving anything away, sticking very much to the facts. And both sides playing it very safe indeed, because even look back to Thursday evening, Xavi himself was speaking in a press conference. He refused to answer there any questions about Barca. He said, you know what, my focus is on Al-Sadd, and of course that is the case. Whilst he's still there, he is going to be very much focused on the job in hand. He is a professional at the end of the day. Then on Friday, you had Joan Laporta in his press conference also talking about Xavi as a coach, talking about his own personal relationship with him, but even he wouldn't go into any details, anything at all about any discussions or negotiations that were going on with Xavi Hernandez. And I did think it was very interesting that on Friday night, ahead of their match coming up on Saturday, Al-Sadd there actually posted an official statement there on the whole Xavi situation. They said, in response to what's circulating recently, the Al-Sadd management reaffirms that Xavi has a 2-year contract with the club and is fully focused on the team's upcoming matches to maintain our lead at the top of the league and to defend the title. And every single word they've said there, it is true, because Xavi does have a contract. Xavi is fully focused on the coming matches. There are 2 particular matches they were referencing there in that statement, because as we know, Xavi has that contract with Al-Sadd until 2023. Al-Sadd, I think, have actually been very good in the negotiations, whereby they've said, you know what, we know it's your dream to go to Barca. We've always known that could be a possibility one day, and all they've said is, give us 2 more games. One of them was on Saturday, the next and final one is going to be on Wednesday, and from November the 3rd, after that final game, Al-Sadd will let Xavi leave for free. Because yesterday, as you can see right here, Xavi did indeed win his penultimate game in charge of Al-Sadd, winning there by 4-1, taking their goal tally to 33 goals this season after just 8 games being played in the league. And of course, as you can see there, a 100% record so far, 8 out of 8 wins for Xavi's Al-Sadd team. And when you also look at that table, you can also understand why Al-Sadd are so keen there to keep Xavi for one final game. Because their game on Wednesday, it's against the 2nd place team in the league. Only 3 points behind there, pretty tight at the top, and that is a very important game for them. So you can understand why they're saying, look, just let us have that one. Have that game, hopefully win that game, and then Xavi will be on the plane. So, with all of that said, what we know right now is that Xavi to Barcelona, in terms of the official announcement, it could come any time after that final game on Wednesday evening. Confirming basically what we already know there, Xavi is not going to be in charge for that crucial away trip there in the Champions League to Kiev. Sergi Barjuan will remain in charge for that very important game. The media right now say they expect an official announcement there from Barcelona on Xavi's arrival on either Thursday or Friday in the coming week, with Xavi then apparently ready to fly into Barcelona, ready for this coming weekend. And what that means is that it's probably still, after that midweek game, flying in, getting everything prepared, the official announcement, it is still going to be too late for this coming weekend's game against Celta Vigo. That's going to be coming there on Saturday. It's said that maybe he could be presented in and around that game, maybe on the Sunday, maybe on the Monday. Things are going to be happening around that game, but Xavi is not quite going to be in charge, meaning it's Barjuan for the game against Dinamo and also the game against Celta. But very conveniently indeed, after that Celta Vigo game, what do we have? it's an international break. Again, one of the very few times that I'm actually pleased there's going to be a bit of a break, because then we head into those 2 weeks and Xavi's first game. It's being widely reported right now, his very first match as the new Barça coach. It'll come at the Camp Nou on Saturday the 20th of November in the local derby. It's Barça against Espanyol. And I think it is interesting looking at that sort of timeline, because on the one hand, yes, we all want Xavi to come in right now. We want him in as Barça coach. We want him to be there, to be working with the team. But when you actually look at it, when you lay it all out like that, what he will have there is a really nice period to just settle in, to get everything prepared again over that international break. Because although he is, of course, coming home, he knows this city, he knows everything about Barça, the club, so well, but it is still going to be different with him, because obviously he's going to be coming in this time in the coaching side of things, as opposed there to what he was used to as a player. And of course, yes, many of our players are going to be away on international duty. He's not going to have a full 2 weeks to work with the full squad of players, but there will still be players who stay behind, who Xavi can work with individually, and he can sort of lay some early foundations there and start working and preparing for the coming games. And I think for those who do stay behind, great opportunity there to really show what you can do, to try and prove yourself there to Xavi nice and early on in his managerial reign, and that should also help to increase competition for places. And what you also have to really look at there is the fact that given those extra few weeks, missing that game against Celta, then having that 2-week break before finally making your debut as a coach against Espanyol, what you will have by then is a few players back. You will have, hopefully, the likes of Ansu Fati and Dembele back in this team, ready to play, fit and firing again. You should have the likes of De Jong, Pedri as well, Araujo hopefully back in the team. So Xavi should have a really nice squad to be working with. And above all else, guys, I've got to be honest with you right now, I'm kind of relieved in one way that Xavi is going to get a bit more time, as opposed to coming in, say, mid-next week. Say after that game on Wednesday, he flies into Barca, he's drastically trying to get things prepared for the weekend's game against Celta. Sergi Barjuan, coming into this weekend's game against Alaves, all he had was 2 training sessions. That's not enough time. You can't really do anything at all in that short space of time, and it would have been the same for Xavi. And I think the worst thing possible after Xavi's first game would be to hear things like there's no change, there's no difference from Ronald Koeman, why did we bother changing? These kind of things, which sometimes you do hear from those who are going to be reactionary about it. And you've got to remember, guys, that Ronald Koeman, comparing Barjuan to Koeman, comparing Xavi to Koeman had 1.5 years to get this squad playing the kind of football that he wanted. He had 1.5 years there to stamp his authority on this team, and he failed. And I think it would really hurt me personally. I think it would hurt Xavi too, that after just one game or a few games there would be some discontent and people saying, you know what, there's no change at all. So I think Xavi, we have to remember, he's not just going to need one game. He's not just going to need 1 week. He's not just going to need 1 month. He will need an extended amount of time here to shape the team in the way that he wants, because I'm absolutely convinced it's going to look very different from Koeman's Barca. And I think right here and now, guys, we've got to accept it is a long road back. There are many things. There's not just 1 or 2 things that you're going to tweak and change. There's not 1 or 2 things here that you need to solve. There is a lot of problems in this Barca team. There is a lot that needs to be solved. And we as fans here need to take it upon ourselves to say, look, Xavi needs time. He needs time from us. He needs patience from us. He needs patience from the board. He needs their backing 100% in order to make this his Barcelona team. But I am excited. I am really looking forward to Xavi coming in, making those changes, hopefully getting that kind of patience and looking to work with what is at this club a very exciting squad. We have a really good emerging group of talents at this club, and in time, we can get it rolling. We can get this squad ticking. And Xavi's going to give it everything. He is going to give it all he's got to turn our situation around. But we've got to commit to this project. We've got to come together as one here and say, right, this is a long-term goal. This is a long-term plan at this club at long last. So come on, let's enjoy it. Let's soak it up and let Xavi work some magic. So please, guys, do let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think there of that timeline leading up to Xavi taking over as the Barca coach? Would you have liked to have seen him come in before then? Or like me, are you a little bit relieved that he'll get that more time, more preparation time there to come in and take over this squad of players? Please do let me know all of your thoughts in the comments down below. And of course, how you're feeling about Xavi becoming the Barca coach. There's going to be plenty more coming up, of course, closer to that time, about what we can expect from Xavi, about the system, about the changes and all of that to look forward to. But of course, before then, we have a massive game coming up on Tuesday in the Champions League. I'll see you soon for all of that build-up. But until then, as always, Visca El Barça.